everyone, thank you so much for joining us for what is now our 14th episode of our Meet the Partners series, where we take a deep dive into what our partners' service offerings are and how they work with us here at Life Event Staffing. Why would you want to know about that? Well, here at Life, the foundation of our business is built upon the solid relationships that we have with other teams and individuals who work alongside us at our events to service our clients. We want to ensure the events run smoothly so we get to know who we work with so we can work closer together and form a seamless team, all driving towards the same goals. If you would like to go back and watch previous episodes, you can do so by hitting the link in the playlist on YouTube, and whilst you are there, please do like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss an episode. Now, there is one other very good reason why you would like to learn more about our partners, and this is because we are about to launch our Life Rewards Scheme. This unlocks discounts and special offers on services offered by our partners. There could be a discount on a tech platform, an auctioneer, or even a consultancy. And that leads us nicely into today's episode, where I am speaking to Jen Alvarez from Step Forward. Jen, it's lovely to have you here. Please, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and Step Forward?
Hi, I'm Jen Alvarez. I'm the founder and principal of Step Forward Philanthropy, which is a boutique fundraising consultancy based in Los Angeles.
Okay, cool. So for our viewers, can you explain a little bit more about the services you offer?
Sure. So since forming Step Forward Philanthropy in May of 2023, I've been fortunate to partner with several nonprofits across the country to help them generate additional fundraising revenue through assessments that determine their strengths, challenges, and opportunities, through the development of robust fundraising strategies, major gift programs, and corporate partner opportunities. I've also provided executive coaching, board trainings, and other trainings, and the list goes on.
Brilliant. And what about yourself, Jen? What is your history in the nonprofit world?
Sure. So prior to forming Step Forward Philanthropy, I spent 27 years as a hands-on fundraising professional for various nonprofits. And the last 17 I spent as a fundraising executive. I've built and led several fundraising departments for both large and small organizations that had complex revenue structures, including individual donors, family foundations, corporate partners, and government grants. I've partnered with numerous CEOs and boards and have provided fundraising training to both groups. I've also managed successful multi-million-dollar capital and endowment campaigns, created giving circles and young professional auxiliary groups, and have focused heavily on strategic planning and board development.
You have an impressive resume, Jen. Could you tell us the organizations you used to work for? I know it's an impressive list, so I wanted to make sure we share this.
So I served as the Chief Development and Communications Officer at Optimus Youth Homes and Family Services, which is based in Los Angeles. I was the Senior Vice President of Development at Pacific Clinics, which is also in Los Angeles. I was the Chief Development Officer at Mental Health America of Los Angeles, and I've served as the Interim Chief Development Officer and Vice President of Development for Aviva Family and Children's Services and the Girl Scouts of Greater Los Angeles.
Wow, there are some big names there. What can you share with us specifically about an event or experience you had working with technology and staff at one of your events?
Sure. So when I was at Optimus, it was quite a few years ago, and mobile bidding had just become popular. And we were partnering with GiveSmart, and we had the opportunity to hire some of their staff for our event. And it was our first time using mobile bidding after doing silent auctions with paper forms for many years. And the support that was provided was invaluable, not only at check-in and registration, right? Because there's always some troubleshooting to do there. They helped oversee the auction. Most of our guests had never used mobile bidding and had some anxiety around that. So they were able to help our guests and our staff, who were mostly volunteers. Mm-hmm. They recorded all of the bids during the live auction, ensuring that we didn't miss any really important donations that were coming in. We went through all of the recorded bids after the event to cross-check our list and make sure that we weren't missing out on any contributions. And then they did a debrief after the event and just ensured that everyone was happy with the process. And we talked about next steps and what we could do better moving forward.
And was there an obvious increase in revenue at that event compared to the old way of running the fundraising event?
So it was several years ago. I believe we raised about $250,000, and the increase was about 50% more just through the silent auction by using mobile bidding.
Amazing. We hear these stories a lot. It's so great how technology and professionally trained support staff can directly affect the net raised on an event. So, specifically with Step Forward, Jen, how would a nonprofit leverage your services to increase their fundraising revenue?
So as we discussed, I've coordinated and managed numerous galas and other fundraising events. And because of that, I'm able to work really closely with my clients to help them create robust strategies around the event, as well as provide guidance and support to maximize their fundraising revenue. I can also help organizations develop corporate partnership opportunities that not only generate additional revenue, but leverage their staff, boards, and other stakeholders in the process. So it's a win-win for everyone.
What type of organization do you cater for?
So nonprofits in general across the country, I think one of the benefits that came out of the pandemic, right, that was so painful and challenging was our reliance on Zoom, right, and understanding that we can still get a lot of work done remotely. And so that's really expanded my network of clients. But I've worked with really tiny organizations and really large organizations. But anyone who's really looking to build their fundraising program and revenue, perhaps restructure their fundraising department, get a full assessment to determine what their needs are, what their capacity is, any board training. I do a lot of executive coaching, and all organizations need help, right, regardless of the size. So again, any nonprofit that's really looking to boost their fundraising revenue, I'm happy to partner with.
Cool. And any project you're working on at the moment that you can share with us?
Sure. So I'm currently serving as the interim vice president of development at Aviva Family and Children's Services, and I'm finishing my 4th month with them. And the goal all along was to find my permanent replacement, which we've done, and it's a great process. But I went into Aviva at the end of the year, right, when year-end appeals needed to go out, an annual report needed to happen. There were so many priorities, right, happening at the same time, and they were competing with one another. So just going in and providing that structure and building some infrastructure and systems was really necessary. The team was very receptive. I partnered closely with the CEO and the board to make all of it happen. And it's just been a great experience all around. And the goal of ultimately was so the permanent VP who was coming in would walk into a situation that was a much smoother process, right, to make sure that she was set up for success. And so far, so good.
It must be really rewarding to have achieved this for your client, Jen.
Being able to make such a massive impact in such a short time, right? This organization that needs and deserves help and really wants it and was open to my ideas and my suggestions has been incredibly rewarding. And, you know, nonprofit work in general, you're working with wonderful people with big hearts. So that's always rewarding. But again, they're being open to my way of doing things right. And the strategies that I suggested have just been wonderful, and it's paid off. You know, their year-end appeal was very successful. We had a really great event in early January, and we were able to get all of the pieces in place for their April gala, which when I came on board had not been done. But that included hiring life staffing for the event that's coming up in April.
Let's get some advice from you. Obviously, this is the journey you would take with your clients, but as a taster, what is your approach to planning a fundraising event? How would you start?
So generally, I would say it's ideal to start planning for an event a year in advance, right? There are so many moving parts, and you want to make sure that you have everything taken care of. When I came on board with Aviva, they had secured the venue, but a lot of the other components had not been done. So Because I've been working in the nonprofit sector for almost 30 years, I have a list of vendors that I've worked with that I really respect, and I'm able to bring them in. That includes silent partners, life event staffing. I've worked with GiveSmart, with One Cause. I have photographers, right? So it's really going through your task list and determining what is still outstanding and what needs to get done, and then just going through it methodically. I like to use a project management platform with events, right, where you have your deliverables and deadlines and your owner of that task and anyone else who's helping with it. And so that's another system that I bring in to any organization that I'm working with, is really that project management piece, so that it's not a lot of loose ends that you're trying to manage, right? It's all in one place. And then ensuring that you're working with really high quality vendors and reserving them far enough in advance that they're available. So whether it's an auctioneer, your event platform, your mobile bidding company, right, your staffing company, photographers, DJs, all of that. So just ensuring that you have the best possible vendors, that your venue is available and all of your details are tended to.
So, what stands out at an event to make it special, in your view? What are the main things that are important to ensure a successful night?
So I've been to countless events, some better than others, and walking away from an event feeling that it was really well organized includes there being a script, right? Not only for the MC, but for the auctioneers, for the honorees, ensuring that there aren't just a lot of talking heads the whole time, that there's enough downtime in between people who are on stage. Really keeping the program as tight as possible, right? Because people are there, they want to have a good time. They don't just want to watch people on stage the whole time. I think when organizations incorporate short videos to highlight honorees rather than having honorees get up on stage and talk for a long time, because that can also go sideways sometimes, right? It's well intentioned, but people get nervous or whatever reason, they just continue talking. So having some highly produced videos, I would recommend having a really engaging MC, as well as a really engaging auctioneer. You know, professional auctioneers are worth their weight in gold. So having someone who is engaging, who can help raise a ton of money, is always a great measure of success, in my opinion.
That's great advice, Jen, and I'm sure that will be super helpful to our viewers. So, thank you so much for being with us today. It's been really lovely talking to you. Thank you so much.
It was really lovely speaking with you today, Lauren. I so appreciate your time and the opportunity to share more about me and my company, and I look forward to partnering with additional nonprofits.
Okay, guys, I hope you benefited from the advice Jen has shared with us today. And if you would like to engage with her direct, you can do so by contacting her, or you can ask us to put you in touch. If you need a strategic plan for your next fundraiser, you now know where to go. Okay, so that completes our 14th episode. And as always, please do like, subscribe, share, comment, and send your thoughts. We love to listen to everybody who speaks to us. We just want to make sure our service and content is better and more helpful as we grow. Thank you once again for joining us, and we shall see you on the next episode. Bye!